In an age when life expectancy was barely 30, the bustling streets of Florence echoed with the vibrancy of the Renaissance. Artists painted vivid canvases that captured the human spirit, architects transformed the skyline with bold structures, and merchants navigated the riches of trade routes. Yet beneath the surface of this cultural rebirth lay vulnerability, for here in 1348, the Black Death arrived, scything through lively markets and echoing in the cathedral halls. Dawn broke over Florence, a city awash with the hues of opportunity and innovation. Merchants set up stalls, eager eyes scanning the crowd for potential buyers. An aroma of freshly baked bread mingled with the dense spices of faraway lands, carried over Mediterranean trade routes. Children darted between the crowds, giggling as they played games, while artisans displayed their wares, from intricate jewelry to sumptuously woven fabrics. Daily survival in the Renaissance was an art as intricate as the frescoes gracing its chapel walls. The Medici family, patrons of the arts and politics alike, loomed large over societal relations. Even for commoners, life was a tightrope walk between prosperity and penury. People believed in the mystical properties of herbs and celestial movements to cure the ailments brought about by a capricious nature. The year 1348, however, introduced a twist of fate that wasn't scripted by artists or envisioned in the stars. A phenomenon of death, the plague, arrived by ship, stowaway rats disembarking with merchandise no health resort or celestial reckoning could abate. Recently discovered documents reveal how panic spread faster than the disease itself, unsettling the tightly woven community bonds. As the phenomenon took hold, every cough was met with suspicion, every stranger viewed as a potential harbinger of doom. The rich sought refuge in their walled villas, while the poor, trapped by their modest means, turned to faith and folklore, hoping for salvation. Some saw the plague as divine retribution, a cleansing sent by the heavens to rid the world of its sins. For others, it was a test of endurance and ingenuity. In the face of this invisible foe, daily life as once known unraveled. The bustling markets fell silent. The once vibrant fresco painters turned to depict scenes of Judgment Day and the dance of death on chapel walls, echoing their fears and pleading with the divine for mercy. Personal accounts from survivors are tales of resilience and despair. Lucia, a washerwoman with a steely resolve nurtured by years of toil, watched helplessly as her family succumbed to the illness. In sorrow, there is unyielding strength, she would write years later, chronicling her grief and survival. Lucia emerged from the darkest days with a newfound determination to live in honor of those she lost. The human impact was indiscriminate, yet vividly distinguished by social strata. The wealthy could distort fate with their fortunes, acquiring the medicinal knowledge and protection not extended to the masses. But the plague was kingless, disregarding crowns and titles alike, reshaping the hegemonic pyramid of medieval power. Cultural transformation during this time was inevitable. Into the void left by the departed, new possibilities emerged. Vacant positions in skilled labor ignited a shift in social dynamics. Serfs negotiated for wages. Artisans enjoyed newfound freedom to craft their legacies. Writings began to reflect personal introspection, exploring themes of mortality and destiny. Eyeing this shift, the church faced a crisis of faith. Visions of the apocalypse grew, spirituality took a diverse route, with mystic paths and unique doctrines blooming like wildflowers across the devastated landscapes. Inside the cloisters, where understanding mingled with unanswered prayers, efforts began to preserve fading knowledge, unknowingly laying the groundwork for future Renaissance brilliance. The long-term societal changes that blossomed from the wreckage of the Black Plague were vast and varied. The labor shortages shifted power dynamics, enabling serfs and workers to demand better conditions, thus weakening the rigid feudal structures. New social mobility allowed individuals like Lucia to ascend beyond predetermined positions, forging paths unseen by prior generations. Artistic expression, too, bore the marks of this transformation. Acknowledging mortality, artists turned inward, creating works that questioned the existence and celebrated survival. The dance macabre, a motif embodying the omnipresence of death, was recurrent in paintings and literature, reminding society of their shared fate and intrinsic equality before death. Florence before the plague was different from the Florence that emerged, haunted, yet inspired. The very fabric of society had been rewoven in the loom of adversity, threading through each fiber the lessons of resilience and adaptation. These lessons would influence generations, proving that even vast scourges could cultivate fern-like growth amid ashes. As humanity looked forward, the plague's shadow loomed less as a specter and more as an echo that reminded of the preciousness of life and the impermanence of wealth and status. What aspects of life during this turbulent chapter of history would you find most challenging? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this journey through history fascinated you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into humanity's past. What historical period would you most like to experience? Let us know, and remember, understanding our past helps us navigate our future.